Next, we're going to work through adding in your fields from your file. You will need to have the Calyx box. If you don't see it on your screen currently, you can either minimize Word and see that in your bar below and look for an orange house. This box is going to allow us to enter in fields that are inside of a point file and have that data automatically flow into the form for us. We're going to start with the customer. So I'm going to remove this customer's name, bring my box up, and we're going to select the drop-down and find what we want to enter into our letter. I'm going to want to enter the borrower's first name, so I'm going to highlight that. And I do need to click the Insert button that is to the right of that field to actually insert that field into the custom form. Once that field is entered, you'll see that it is surrounded by those double carets. That means that it is mapping the information from your file into the custom form, and you don't want to edit that. Since we are in Word, you do want to remember that you're going to need to put spaces, commas, periods, and signs if you want them to appear inside of your letter. I'm going to push space, and we're going to do the same process and select the borrower's last name and insert. So now my letter has the borrower's first and last name. If you have a co-borrower on the file, you have two options that you can do. The first one is that you can go to the next line, space over, and then enter in your co-borrower first and last name like you did for the borrower. Remembering to push that space bar, last name, insert. You can do that format, or if you prefer them to be on one line, you can enter a rule inside of Word that will insert and between the borrower's and the co-borrower's name if there is a co-borrower present. Let's walk through that process real fast. I'm going to move the co-borrower's name onto the same line as my borrower and go up to the Mailing tab at the top. Inside here, we're going to go to Rules and select If Then Else. This allows us to put a condition on the line, and it will then add the word and or not, depending on if we have a certain field inside of the document or not. For the field name, we're going to select the 150. We'll walk through after this how you can find those field IDs, but 150 right now for this example, co-borrower's first name field ID. In the comparison dropdown, we're going to select is not blank from this. And then below we have the insert this text. I'm going to type in and leave the otherwise insert this text blank since we do have a space. I'm going to click OK here. Make sure you do have a space before and after your and so that it would read properly. You could always catch it on a preview of your custom form. Let's go through entering the other mapped fields from our Point Custom Form box. I'm going to put my cursor with the purchase price, delete this information, and we're going to go back over to our Point Custom Form box, our drop-down, and locate the purchase price for us in this list. So purchase price, we have sales price here. It's not the same wording, but it is the same thing inside of Point. Select that and click Insert. You will notice to the left of the purchase price, I did put a $sign. Point fields do not contain $signs or percentages like the interest rate has. So if you do want to see that on your letter, you will need to enter that into the letter itself. Next is our loan amount. Delete that. Go to our custom form drop-down and look for loan amount. That is 2 below in this list. I'm going to click Insert here. And below that is our interest rate. I'm going to click back on our drop-down And you'll see this is note rate. Again, a different term, but it is the same field inside of Point. If you couldn't find these fields, we'll show you in just a moment how you can add in a field number to make sure you're getting the right data from inside of a file.